Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Last week we learned how to do a snowy winter scene. So if you'd like to learn how to do that, check out the video up here. And this week we're going to focus on a rainy day. And thank you to my patrons who helped me vote on the topic. If you'd like to give a vote and be a part of that, check out the link up here. Next week I'll be posting a tutorial on my Patreon page without any interruptions and commercials. So be sure to check that out. And I also will be posting something on my YouTube, and it'll be a hyperlapse video of my personal project I'm working on. Just letting you know that I'll be having a workshop coming up here in Seattle area. If you'd like to join and be a part of that, check out www.colorbyfeliks.com for more details. All right, let's go over the materials needed for today. We need this blending brush right here. You can get these on my website as well. Some of these Artist Love brushes. I'll be showing you which one I'll be using as I go on. Any 1/2 inch flat brush. And a number 00 round detail brush. And now for paint, I like to use heavy golden acrylics. We need titanium white, carbon black, ultramarine blue, naphtha red light, and cadmium yellow medium hue. We need a palette and a palette knife to mix your paint. Need some paper towels to dry out your brushes. And then also any jar of water will do to put your brushes in there from not drying. And then I like to use for my first coats this hair blow dryer. If you have that, great, use it. I set it to warm. When you have it on warm, it dries faster. But I let it, I go over and probably like a few minutes and it dries pretty quickly for my first coat. But if you don't have it, that'll be a good time to take a break and have lunch or dinner or late snack or early snack, whatever you're having. I'm using a 16 by 20 inch canvas. I bought it straight from Michael's. You can use any size of canvas you want. Okay, here's my palette. Let's mix a first few shades. We're gonna mix some more before we lay down the paint on our canvas. But this is what I have. I have titanium white. I have a little bit of cadmium yellow and a touch of red here. And then pretty much the same amount of white, a little more yellow, as you could see, and then a little more red. And we don't want to add too much red. We just want a hint of it, just a touch right here and just a little more over here, okay? So let's mix these first and just see what colors it gives us. As you can see, red is very strong. I added a touch and look how powerful it is. But we want that peachy color, I guess. I want to paint some color in the sky and not have it be just gray. So I'm going to make some cool like rainy parts in the clouds, and then some also some sunlight like hitting some of the clouds. So that's why I'm adding color to my clouds. So here it is. And we might add some more. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow in here. I want it to be a more orangey. But let's mix our second coat or shade right here. That's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow right here. All right here. Just a touch, a bit more yellow. So I'm gonna mix that. There you go. It's good enough right there. And then what I have here is just titanium white and red, just a touch of red. And then the same amount for here, white and a little bit of red, but I also added ultramarine blue here, just a touch, as you could see. And I'm gonna mix this one first. It's just gonna be pink, light pink. Gonna add some pink in our sky. There you go. There you go, and then our fourth shade here. It's slowly transitioning into this blue. There you go, like a purplish color. So we're gonna create some more shades. All right, here's what I've got. I used all the primary colors. I added more ultramarine blue here, and then some red, a touch of yellow, a touch of white, and a little bit of black. So black is the least amount I added. And then here I have ultramarine blue, more of that, the most of this, and then red, and then a little bit of white. So I'm gonna mix these, and this will be our dark parts of the clouds. So it'll be a very dark, almost like a gray color. I could just easily just use black and white and get a dark, dark gray color. But if you want to do that, you can also do that. But I like to add a little bit of color in my gray to make it look more interesting. So here you have it, right here. It's almost like a dark purplish color. And then I'm gonna mix this one. I'm gonna add a little bit of more white onto this one right here. But I like it. It almost looks like a hot pink color with a touch of blue in there. And I'm gonna add some white in there just to brighten it a bit. Right here. There you go. Even though it's a rainy day, I still think there's lots of color in the sky that sometimes we don't see. So I'm gonna make it colorful, rainy day. And then also, I decided to add a little rainbow, okay? We're gonna add a fun little rainbow there too. And a few more shades. I just added some white here and a touch of yellow. This will be our brightest color. And we might use some of this in there. So here you have it. And then I also added a white here and then ultramarine blue, just those two colors. I'm gonna add that in my sky as well. Some blue skies or, light blue skies peeking out. Okay, there you go. There you go. Here's my shades. You could see from brightest going into pretty much the darkest. So it's a lot of color here we mixed, but let's see what we can create with this, okay? Okay, so we're gonna grab our fluffy brush and then some water, dab it in halfway, and then squeeze a little bit out, leave some of it in there. And then we're gonna grab, let's start off with this orange right here. Okay, so we're gonna just grab this orange right here, and then we're gonna put it right in the sky like this, and let's just carry it down and fade it out like that. So maybe make a little crazy cloud like this. And then maybe there's some orange down below right here, okay? And there you go, that's it for our orange, it's a goner. Now we're gonna let's add some pink. So grab your pink and put it right on top of our orange here. And then also, you know, I was thinking to add, let's add a little bit of white, just straight white out of the tube. Just straight white, okay, I added just straight white out of the tube. And since the pink is so dark, you can't almost see the transitions from orange to pink. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the, I don't need to clean my brush. This is just, we're just adding color right now first, really quickly. So just grab that white and put it on top. Just randomly, you know, like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Like that. And then we're gonna grab this color next, this like purplish color. Put it down below like this. Just on this area. And then why don't we grab this blue? So I'm gonna dab my brush. I always dab it like this. So I grab my water jar and just on the tip like this. Every time, you know, I need to grab more water, I do this so that it can run smoothly on my canvas and stay a little longer wet. So then I'm gonna grab this light blue and just add it on top like this. Okay, just like that. And then have this blue be here. And then let's add some of this purple again, right here on top. Mix it in, blend it all in, right there. And then here, what we're gonna do is grab this orange, add this orange down below right here. And then also carry it out like this. And then I'm gonna grab the pink and put the pink right below, right here. Just right there. And then we're gonna let's grab our purple right here and add it right in here. And I'm just randomly adding different kind of clouds and things in the sky far away. So now that's where we grab our second to the darkest color and add it right in here. Okay, that'll create some cloud looking things. So I'm dabbing my brush on the tip in the water and I'm gonna just mix it in with this if you have to. It doesn't have to be exactly like my palette, right? We just want a nice transition from this dark into our sky, into the lights. There's a whole bunch of random clouds in there, okay? A whole bunch of random clouds in there. Okay, and then we're gonna grab some more of this orange and put it in right here. Mix it in like that. And then what we're gonna do is grab this lighter orange. And of course my brush is very, you know, messy with paint, but that's okay. Then we're gonna grab, you know, this purple right here. Put it in right here. I know it might look weird at first, but bear with me. It's gonna come to life soon. Let's bring this up a bit higher. Just have fun with it. Carry it where you want it to be and have fun with it. Okay, grab some more of this orange. We want it to be very dark in the bottom. And then maybe some of this blue right in here. Okay, all right, so now grab more of this orange, put it right in here. Okay. We can grab this darkest color now, using the same brush, and just add it like this randomly. Put it in the darker areas, okay? Just put it in the darker areas. So maybe add some in here, like that, randomly. You can see it's very messy at first. Don't focus on trying to blend anything yet. That will come as we start blending and everything. So now what we're gonna do You see I'm randomly mixing these colors, just randomly adding them. I want to make this area a little darker right here, just a little bit like that. Yes, like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now I'm gonna set my palette down and grab my water jar, dab it in the water, and get most of the paint out. So I'm lightly pressing. And what I'm gonna do is, keep it there, do that for like 30 seconds. Squeeze, get most of the paint out, squeeze the water, and then grab your paper towel like this and lightly squeeze. Don't harm your goat hairs, just lightly squeeze like this, and then go to the dry area and swirl it gently onto your paper towel until you get it most of the water out, but it still will be damp, okay? That's what we want. So about there you go. Just like that, very gently. Okay, and there you go. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start blending everything in. And I'm gonna start from the lighter areas. So I'm gonna start from the lighter areas first and just lightly press and pull upwards. Now my paint is drying faster, so I have to work a little bit faster. But since I added some water in my paint, that's why it's lasting a bit more. So I'm gonna just go over the lighter areas. And just pull it upwards gently. Maybe go here in a corner. And just blend that blue in lightly like this. Now, let's go in here and pull upwards and lightly press. And you want some of the color randomly scattered all over. All right, and now that I got my light areas, blended, I'm gonna go back. So then I go and lightly blend out everything. Lightly pressing and pulling upwards from the bottom. Work your way up. Leave some of these messy areas. They could act as clouds, okay? So we just want a nice smooth transition on some of the areas, but we also want some of these intense clouds in our sky. So I'm going to blend this in with my darker colors here. I'm pressing lightly, okay? I'm pressing lightly and pulling the paint. Okay, so now just lightly, and if you need to, if it's getting hard to, blend it in, just dab it in the water, just gently on the tip, and continue blending some of these. Don't focus on trying to have it perfect yet. This is our first coat of blending. We're gonna go over and do the same idea. Okay, so now the first coat of blending done. Now I'm gonna clean my brush out, do the same process, the same thing. Squeeze the water out of the brush, get the paper towel, and dry it out really quick, gently. And this time I'm gonna dry it out a little bit more than last time. Okay? Right about there. There you go. Right here. It's still damp, you could see. Not perfect, but that's okay. Then I just go over the lighter areas, press gently, and pull upwards. don't focus on going into the darks area, because we're gonna go back and blend those in later nicely with different types of brushes. But we're just getting our first background, blending of the sky done. So as you could see, okay, so now once you got your, blending down, and natural clouds will start to appear. As you could see, after I start blending them, nice clouds start to appear, like smooth background clouds. So that's the cool part about it, is that you never know what you're gonna get. And so I had an idea, but I didn't expect it to come out like this. So now I'm gonna quickly dry it out with my hair blow dryer. Okay, next we're gonna grab our 1/2 inch artist loft brush right here. It's rough right here, and I like to use this to blend in little areas. So I'm gonna dab in just halfway, squeeze out the water, and then grab just a tiny white, you could see, just my white and water. Okay, white and water. And then we're gonna create some of the areas to, pop out, some of the clouds to pop out, right, lighter. So we're just gonna swirl it and blend some of these in, and some of them could just fade them out like that. Some of them could be faded out so it won't look too sharp. And I'm adding a little bit of white into my paint. Okay, just a little bit of white and water, okay? And then let's add some in here. Let's pretend they're about to touch right here. And let's just blend that in right there. And if your brush starts to dry out, that's okay. Just grab a little bit of more white water. So just dab it in the corner of your brush and mix it in with the white again. And then go back and continue adding some fluffy clouds in your sky. Just some shadows and things like that, okay? Wherever you want it to be. So just with water and white. And I'm pressing a little harder now that my coat is, that's why I want my background to be dry, because if it wasn't dry, I wouldn't be able to spread that paint out and blend it in with my back color paint and water. And when you have that dry, water and white or whatever color you're putting next, you could really get these colors blend out and spread them out really nicely. So that's why just adding water and a little bit of white does a nice work. I'm gonna add a few more here. Spread them out. You want to spread them out and blend it out. Maybe some in here. Okay, just white and water. Very simple. Maybe go over, mix it in with the pink here. Make that nice glow effect up in there. Maybe add some in here. this a little more lighter here in the middle. All right. Grab more water. Maybe add some white clouds far away that you can't see going out like that. And then and maybe here also. I'm gonna grab my water right here so that it'll blend in. My brush is starting to dry out. So I grabbed just a touch of water, mixed it in with my paint, working transparently. You could still see the color behind it because I have white in there. That's why. So I'm gonna blend it in and let it naturally happen, like the cloud effects naturally happen, the glow. Okay, right there, that's nice. Going to continue and add some more white, and we're just working with water and white right now. Just water and white. And let's add it right here underneath. I want this part to glow. Okay, and so just blend that white color in. Some areas could be more intense than the other, but I want this area to be very glowy. So I know it looks weird at first, and then here you can kind of fade it out. So now just blend it in with the pink. See, it creates a glow underneath that cloud right there. Maybe even adding some more like intense white areas just by grabbing more white and dabbing it in there, creating little shapes, things in the clouds like that. Maybe there's some glow in here further away. Mix it with water so that it won't be too strong, and just fade it out like this. You know, create your clouds as it goes more lower. There's more like little ones coming out, you know, randomly add them in there. Create your shapes, okay? And then let's add some white in here, and then kind of going upwards like this, but then also going in, out, and fading it out like this. Okay, very roughly. Let it disappear in there. Just like that. Okay, next, keep grabbing your white. And let's add the white and make some clouds underneath here, very bright ones right here. Let's connect and add like a little cloud that is very, very bright. Far away, it's there though. And just blend that in. Maybe even add some pink in there. So if you got some pink, also some blue in the corners right here. Okay, some blue. And just go all the way like that. blend that in. Actually, let's grab just ultramarine blue straight out of the tube. And let's make a nice transition from here. So we're gonna grab just ultramarine blue straight out of the tube. Added a little bit of water into my brush, as always. And then here in the corner, I'm gonna lightly, just right here, add that blue, that ultramarine blue in there. Okay, I'm gonna grab more water and just blend that blue in. And I'm pressing a little harder, okay? And just blend it all in. You could see. And then, you know, let's do the same thing here in the back. I want to add a little bit of more blue right in here. Right below that cloud right here, right below it. Create a little nice shadow, just lightly, not a lot of it, okay, just lightly. We want to be able to add that nicely in there. Of course, fade it out. So I'm going to grab a little more of it, add it right there in the corner. Just straight like this. They're far away, bright ones. And since we're working with this blue, let's go ahead and grab some more of this blue and water. And let's add some right here in the corner. I want to make this area a little bit more blue. Just lightly add that in there. Maybe even add some of this blue in here. Just a little bit of it. With water, blend it in. Just some blue areas picking out. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab the white, you know, a little bit of this orange, or whatever orange you have, even if you have some of that orange left, that's fine. And I want to add it just with this blue here, create another glow far away. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of the white, or I mean the water, and just blend that in like this. You don't have to do this. I just want it to be a little more colorful in the background right there. So just like that. Okay. And then here, I wanted to make it a little bit more darker. So I'm gonna grab some orange and this darkest color that we have here. Dab my brush in the water so it can run smoothly. And don't make your brush too wet, okay? Just, you know, like this, so it's not dripping. Mix it in with your orange. Okay. It's gonna give us like this, almost like a brownish color. I wanna continue on this with the blue and going in like this, okay? Those are far away clouds, and make them more straight. So grab this black, straight black, I mean not black, this darkest shade here, and underneath, add it right here. Remember this white we added? Just underneath it. We're gonna randomly add this dark in and just blend it in slowly. Just swirl it in. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Just swirl it and make it like that. All right, so now we're gonna work with this dark color, okay? And we're gonna add a few of this dark areas, dark clouds in here with this cloud. Remember this cloud? And just blend it out as you go up. Blend it out. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna dab my brush in the water lightly a little bit so it could be wet. Just a little bit. Grab more of this dark color and I'm gonna add it right in here. Right underneath this white, remember? And just fade it out like this. Fade it out into the sky. All right, next, continue using this dark color and just randomly split it up, add them up. You know, you can split a cloud too. We don't want it to be very, that's the thing, is adding the highlights and the lights and the darks, as we want to split things up and break clouds apart. We don't want it to be just one blob in there, right? So that's what I'm doing. That's why I split that up there. I'm gonna split this one too, why not? You see? You could split and add them anywhere you want. That's the fun part about this, is like, there's never, you know, a wrong area to add this dark. What if I just add a dark area and just blend it out like this? You know what I mean? You can add it anywhere you want. Don't be afraid to cover your background colors, because those are just the base. Okay? We want to make it look rainy and stormy, but also have some color in there. I could just simply make it gray, but I decided to, you know, have fun trying to make a nice, colorful, stormy, rainy day. Let's add that dark right in here and fade it out like this. Okay, there you go. Continue on adding this dark area right in here. Split it up and just put it on the bottom area, okay? And then fade it out to the top. We want the darker areas to be on the bottom. Using the same. Let's add that dark right in there. That. Why don't I add this dark area? I'm going to dab my brush in the water so it can run smoother. And add the dark area and then just fade it out like this. I'm going to dab my brush in the water and then dry it out with a paper towel. So I didn't grab any more paint, but just my brush is damp, and I'm gonna press hard and blend that in all the way to the top. Just blend that in from both sides like this, so it won't look too intense, okay? There you go. All right, next we're gonna continue and grabbing this dark color, very, very simple. And let's add some streaks of rain. You know, sometimes you see rain dropping from far away, but it's kind of like misty. So I'm gonna, just with water in this same color, just slightly press from my darker clouds, bring it down like this with just water, okay? Just with water. Maybe you could use your fingers so it won't be too intense. Just on some of these areas. I want my clouds to have that drop of nice water from the sky. Some of them could be longer like this. This darker shade, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of more water in my brush. Not a lot, not a lot. You could see just a tip right here. And I'm not gonna add any more of that. Just work lightly, pressing lightly and pulling downwards. Okay. Maybe there's a few drops in here and it fades out. Just like that. Grab more water and just with water, no more paint, because it already has some. I'm gonna try to press a little harder and bring it more down like this. Just on some areas. Up and down, just blend that in. It's gonna look a little messy, but that's okay. Rain is always messy. And on the bottom here, just fade it out like this. And then what I'm gonna do is, grab just a little bit of this dark and I'm gonna add it right underneath like this. Okay. Cover some of this lighter area. We just want the glow to be right underneath that cloud, right? Just a little bit of it. And then turns into this. Mix it in right here. I want some of these areas to be pretty dark. That, add it just with water, add some darks right here under this cloud. You could see I'm randomly adding them. Oops, see, that's a little too much. So what I like to do is just grab my paper towel, dab it in the water, and just clean it out like this with water and paper towel. If you don't want that to be in there. And then just go ahead and continue on. Just a tip, grabbing just a tip. You can see I'm dabbing it out to make sure I'm not grabbing too much of that color, right? Let's add that right in here, and why don't we attach that with this dark one. Bring it down. This. And then have some in here. Far away, there's some darker ones. Maybe this is at an angle. There you go. All right, so now we're going to continue, and let's add a little bit of the darker, continue and adding it right underneath where we added the white, and attaching that a bit, and fading it out maybe with a finger, just a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of the dark cloud peeking out, like that. I'm going to continue on. this dark and add it right underneath, lightly in here, lightly pressing. And maybe it splits up here, attaches to this one. Okay. Just water and a little bit of this color, okay? Attach it in here. Wherever you want it, okay? Wherever you want it. Make your sky look intense if you want. Just lightly. Lightly with water. I'm going to add it a few more areas of this dark right in here. See, I'm pressing a little harder, carrying the paint, swirling the paint around, blending it all over, and that's how I get nice transitions. I just do that over and over until I like where, you know, how it turned out. So add some in here and blend it out like that. I don't want too much up here. Just enough. There. Let's add some in here. You can see it's very, I have a little bit of paint in my brush right here. I'm just pressing hard and carrying, since my brush is damp, it still has that a little bit of the dark paint. So it's, you know, nicely carrying it out from my brush into the canvas and blending, adding a little bit of the paint there. Right there. Now I'm gonna clean my brush with water, just with water like this, using the same brush. And let's use some of this orange here, just this orange. And let's add it on some of these areas on top of the clouds right here. I want this orange to be on some of these clouds right here. And do the same technique, just a little bit of water and just a touch of this orange right here, not too much. And right underneath maybe. Add a little bit of that glow in there randomly, okay? Maybe in here. And not everywhere, just on some of the areas. Maybe blend in with the water, with the rain going down like this. Just on this area, maybe right here as well. Going down like that, okay, and then continue using this orange here and then blend it in there. Just a little bit of water in this orange. Now here, I want to pull it down a little bit more. So, with just this orange. Okay. We'll make this cloud be, and remember this color right here, we added this, the lightest color. We're gonna use that in a bit. I'll show you what we're gonna do with it. But let's continue adding a few more areas of this orange. Maybe some in here, going out like that. And then I also wanted to add some in here, fading out. Just lightly. I wanted to add it right in here as well. And then also I wanted to add some orange in here. Make this area be a little bit more orangey, I guess. Just blend it in with water all over in there, just like that. I want it to glow a little bit up in there. Maybe even bring it that orange in here as well, so it won't be just in that area. These are just, they act like as highlights from the light, okay? Mix it in with the pink a little bit. There you go. All right. And then, okay, so now we're gonna grab this lightest, you remember this color right here? Just white and yellow. That's the color we're gonna use right now. Dab the tip of it with water, and then let's add some brighter clouds far away and going down like this, rain far away. So I'm gonna dab my brush lightly in the water so it could run smoother, and just carry the paint a bit downwards like this. I know it might look a little weird at first, but this is rain far away. Then let's clean just our brush with water, a little bit of the paint. What I do is I just dab it in the water and just on the side press the paint out so it won't have too much paint, too much of that color, and just dry it with a paper towel. And then I want to add a little bit of that light on some of these higher areas. Just fade it out like this. Add that glow in there, okay? That nice glow in your cloud. But we want to bring more of this rain down. Grab this yellow, and then let's add some in here. All right. Let's add some in here. These are just clouds that are like up front. They're glowing, the sun is hitting directly on them. They could be messy. It could be messy. Let's mix it in with the orange a bit. Like that, just so it could be just have that a little bit of that orange in there, okay? And let's add it right in here on top. Lightly pressing it. And let's add some of them that go out like this in here. You can see I'm randomly adding them. Okay, it creates a nice glowy look to my clouds. Mix it in again with the orange a bit. Doesn't have to be exactly the same as my shade, okay? And I want to add some little ones in here by themselves. Maybe connecting like that. Grab that orange. Let's add it in here. There is no right or wrong, okay? Just add it where you want your glow to be in the clouds, okay? Just follow your patterns of the clouds. If you like it, if you don't, you could, add more color anywhere you want them to be, okay? Make this a little brighter here. Want to connect that in here a bit and fade it out. There you go. All right, let's see where else we can add this. Let's just add this orange. I also want to add it. I'm going to clean my brush. My brush is pretty full of paint and it's drying, so I'm going to clean it, get most of the paint out, and work just a little bit of water in this orange. And we're going to, just on the corners here, just pull this paint down, create more rain falling down far away. Okay, far away. All right. Now with a detailed brush, we're going to dab it in the water and just use white, just white and water. And we're gonna just add a few details to make our clouds look fluffy and stuff like that. Let's just, add right in the bottom to make this cloud right here more glowy. I'm gonna fade it out like this. All right, just with water and white. All right, dab it in the water, grab more white, and I'm not gonna do it everywhere, but just on some of the clouds. I want to connect them and add a little bit of the glow in underneath. Make them look more, you know, intense. Okay. Water and white. Maybe add it in here a bit and fade it out, and then pull it downwards with your finger. Just adding some more details in my clouds so they can pop out a little more. Use my finger to kind of spread it out. And maybe in here, far away. There's a light cloud back over there. And then just grab water and a little bit of white again and just pull down on some of these raindrops lightly. And clean it out with the finger. Okay. Take away some of this darker area here. Okay, and now let's add a rainbow. So I got just red here, just a little bit of red. Mix it in with a little bit of white. It's still going to be really dark. It's going to be like hot pink. Hot pink right there. And then we're going to use some of this orange and this yellow right here. And what we're gonna do is grab this yellow first and work transparent with water. Mix it in there so it can run smooth. Grab it, dab it in the water, and then what we're gonna do is start from the bottom. Let's start from here and let's go all the way. Let's go from one side to another, from here all the way like this. Now this is going to be hard because I never actually drew a rainbow, so I hope this turns out fine. If it doesn't, then I might have to try it again. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay, just like that. Quickly sketch it out and then try to go back and make it a little better. Okay, just like that. Just with water and this yellow, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you can make it very perfect if you want, but I'm just working with water. Grab more of this yellow. Continue adding it. Try to make it as round and even as possible. And then I'm gonna make the bottom a little bit wider because as it gets down, it gets a little wider, right? So I'm gonna just take it in like this. And it gets skinnier on top and let it fade out naturally over there. And now what I'm gonna do is grab this pink that we have here. Always have water right here. Always dab your brush in the water so it can run smoothly, okay? And just put it right here on the left side of the rainbow. Just fade it out. Okay, grab more of it. So we're not gonna go all the way, okay? All right. And then just right here on the corners, I'm gonna grab water, just water and a little bit of the red. And I wanna fade out even lighter, fade out into my background color. Okay. not even going to go all the way to the top. And here, I'm gonna grab this orange, also do the same thing with water, and then I'm just gonna add it right here. This orange. Right in the middle between red and the yellow, okay? Between the red and the yellow with water. And you can just leave that as it is over there. I'm gonna continue adding this lighter color here. Attaching it to the orange. Like that. Let it fade out. And then I'm gonna grab some blue, straight out of the tube, ultramarine blue, and then just with water, same idea, just with water, a little bit of this blue. Okay, and right where we ended it off, I don't want too much blue, okay? Right here. Right in here, I want to add that blue just with water, okay? So it can run smoothly. And just fade it out. I know it's a little messy right here, but that's okay. We're gonna go back and clean it up a little bit with water and blue. Grab some white, just white and water, okay? White and water. And add it right between the blue and the yellow. Let it fade out naturally there. Grab some more of this white, just white and water, and add it right at the end of this blue. Just lightly. We want the blue to pop out, but not too much. So the white helps, you know, take that strong blue away. Unless you like that strong blue, you know, then leave it. All right, once you're done adding the details as much as you want on your rainbow, let's finish the bottom here. It's not gonna be too complicated. What we have here is a little bit of yellow, some black, and a touch of white. We're gonna mix that real quick and see what color it gives us. It's gonna give us like a darker green color, right? Right there. And then our second shade here, we got some yellow, ultramarine blue, and white. Let's mix that in. There you go. So now I'm gonna make one more shade, a little bit lighter with a little bit more blue. Right here. some yellow, blue and white. Let's mix that. Should be more bluish green. Should be our lightest green. There you go. Just like that. And now we're gonna grab our artist soft brush, half an inch. We're gonna dab it in the water. And then what we're gonna do is, first of all, let's actually grab our half an inch flat brush and let's dab it in the water, and then grab let's grab our middle color right here, middle green color, and then add it right in here, far away. Maybe there's some hills, green hills. And then since that area is pretty dark, we can grab some of this darker area and add it in. As it gets closer, it becomes darker. Just drawing a few hills. Okay. Grab this green color here. And a little bit of this darker one on top right here. And then we're gonna grab the lighter one right here and fade it out on the bottom. Like that. Just fade it out. Grab more of this green. Put it in here. Maybe mix it in a little bit with the dark. Like that. As you get closer, it gets darker, okay? We still want that light in there. Just like that. All right, now we go to our artist soft brush. And what we're gonna do is quickly blend those in, just like this. All right, those are far away green hills. Now we're going to grab this darker green and let's go ahead and just try to draw out our land first. So let's just draw it in right in here, attach it, maybe going down in here. Dab it in. Maybe there's some bushes or something far away in there. Just fade it in like this. Okay. And then we're gonna grab our green again. Add it right in here, randomly spread it out. Grab this green, add it in here. And then grab our lighter green, add it in between. Maybe darker ones in here, lighter ones in here. I'm gonna make a field. A few darker ones in the back. Just randomly add it. We're gonna add trees there, so don't focus on trying to go all the way to the top. Just go like this. All right, and then Once we added that, we're gonna blend that in, and I'm gonna grab my fluffy brush, squeeze the water out, and grab the paper towel, kind of get some of the water out of there. Swirl it on there a little bit. There you go. And then just blend, press lightly, pull it upwards, easy. Blend that in to get the brush strokes out of there. Just blend everything in like that. All right. And I was thinking to add a little bit of blue out in the back. So I'm gonna grab some ultramarine blue. And I wanted to add it in the back of those hills, just lightly going over it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab ultramarine blue, mix it in with the white a little bit, like this, okay? And the green maybe. But I want it to be pretty blue. And the reason why is because those mountains are further back. We don't want them to be too green yet. So just mix it in with the white. Okay, just so you could get this turquoise almost color. Okay, this turquoise color, and put it in on top. Just the ones in the far, far back. Not everywhere, just on some of the areas in the back. And as you get closer, it gets a little bit darker blue. So just take more blue and add it in. Leave some of the green, because the green is nice. It's like some of the areas are shiny. I got a little bit of the white in my brush, dry white, but right there, that should do it. And then obviously as it gets closer, it becomes more greener and more colorful. So, right about in here like this. All right. And then here in the bottom, we're gonna grab the slightest green, mix it in with a little bit of the white. Okay, a little bit of the white and add it just going up like this. Maybe there's some, make our hills have some shadows and things going on. Just lightly press down and blend that in, carrying the paint up a bit. All right, then we're gonna continue. Grab some of the white and this green again, and just some of these areas, dab it in there. Just dab it in there. Create little bushes and things like that. I'm going to continue on and add a little bit of more detail, but let's add our trees, some trees, okay? So what we're going to do is grab some black and red. Some black and red. And a little bit of white, just a little bit, like this. We have black, red, and a little bit of white. Let's mix that in. And that will be the colors of our trees. So we're gonna grab our detail brush with water and this color, this darkest color that we just mixed. We're gonna create some, little trees and things. Actually, I'm gonna make this bushy, so let's just do it right here, just on some of the areas. This will be easy. I'll make it easy for you guys. So. Let's make it super easy. Just like that. That's good enough. You can see it's very sloppy. That's okay. Just like that. And then maybe we'll add one in here. A little one. Lightly. With water. Like this. And maybe another one in here, a little one. Like that, and then there's a little bush in here. Something going on in there. All right, now let's grab our 1/2 inch our soft brush, clean it out, dry it out with a paper towel. Okay, dry it out and make sure it's pretty dry, and then dab that color in, the dark color, and then we're gonna just go up and cover everything in. So this is all gonna be covered in dark. All the way, cover some of the rainbow. Okay? Some of the rainbow. Just cover in the rest of that white. Just dab it in there. And maybe it fades out in here. Like that. Gonna continue grabbing this color and gonna make this more fluffy. Not gonna cover, I like that, a little bit of that pink showing, so I'm gonna split it up a bit. But cover the rest, like that. Dab it in. Cover that whole area. All right. Continue on with this color. Just cover it. That's why I didn't want to add too much detail on the branches with my detail brush, because these are more fluffy, and I thought we're gonna make them more look like apple trees or something. Something like that. More bushy. Like this. Maybe branches are coming down a bit. All right. Gonna continue and add some in here. Maybe these will be little ones, maybe it won't be as high. Okay. Maybe there's some little ones peeking out far away. Create that shadow effect on the bottom here these trees. Use your finger. Sometimes finger helps do that nicely. Blend it in with the green. Okay, there you go. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of green, yellow I mean, just a little bit of yellow, and whatever green you have left, it doesn't matter which one. I'm gonna grab the slightest one, but it really doesn't matter. I just want it to be a little more greener. And if you don't run out of that green, it's easy, just add a little bit of the ultramarine blue to your green and make it light green, okay? And just clean out your brush. We're gonna use the same brush and clean it out and just add some highlights in my trees. So I'm gonna clean it out and then dry it out and then grab this lighter green. Make sure I don't have blobs, so that's why I'm pounding it on my palette like this. And then I'm gonna create some highlights, okay? And I'm gonna just dab it in and create some highlights in my branches. Not everywhere. We want the darks to be darks, to have dark shadows and things in our bushes. But we do want the highlights too, so just choose your area where you want your highlights to be in your bushes and trees, and just have fun. And I'm just dabbing it on the, just spreading it evenly, how I would imagine it to be. Just on top of this tree. Maybe a little bit in here and in there. So now I'm gonna grab straight out of the tube some yellow, okay? I don't need to clean my brush. Just straight out of the tube, yellow. And just on top, some of these areas, add a little bit of the glow into, I mean, if you added too much like that right there, it's a little too much there. I'm just gonna clean it with a wet paper towel and just dab it. Make sure it's just on some of the areas so it won't be too intense. I just want those trees to pop out. So just yellow. Okay. Just dab it in lightly, don't press too hard. Maybe some in here. There you go. And then also, I'm gonna grab this yellow and draw it in my grass, right in here. I'm not gonna go all the way to the top, but just like that. And just dab it in there. Create some areas have the yellow, okay? Just some. Make our field very green because the sun, there's somewhere out there, it's raining far away, but the sun is hitting this grass nicely. And just fade it out. Maybe it gets darker in there. Okay. And then with the detail brush and water, we're gonna continue, you know, remember this darkest green color we have here? Just with water. Gonna continue to draw some of these hills going, these shadows going down and fading out somewhere. So maybe it goes down and kind of loops around and does that, something like that. Let's make this one go down like this. Fade it out. Okay. Maybe even bring that a little bit of the highlights from the mountains far away, like this, and then with the finger clean it out a bit, going upwards like that, just to get the shape of the you know, the mountain, the hill. Okay, so now we're gonna grab this dark color again here and just create little bushes. Little bushes. Or whatever they are. I'm not gonna add it everywhere. But I do want some of these darker ones in there. There you go. Okay, I'll be done with this painting for today. You can spend as much time as you want detailing and having fun with it. But I'll call it good for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a reminder that next week I'll be posting a full tutorial to my Patreon page. And those of you that aren't on the Patreon page, you will get a hyperlapse video of my personal projects that I'm working on. Stay tuned. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and see you guys next time. Take care and God bless.